Princess Beatrice of York caused a sensation during her first ever public outing as a family of 5, surrounded by her family. A moment filled with emotion, national pride, and tender maternal gestures. Discover every detail of this unprecedented appearance. Subscribe to the channel to never miss a report on the royal family, share this video, and leave a comment. What do you think of this historic appearance by Beatrice and her daughters? Staring at the pitch, her heart beating with visible emotion, Princess Beatrice made recent British royal history by appearing publicly for the very first time alongside her entire blended family. An unexpected, controlled, and deeply symbolic outing for the 5 of them, in a setting where the public's cheers were not directed at a royal figure, but rather at the victorious and radiant European champions who had just written their own page of history. This moment, suspended between grace and determination, saw Prince Andrew's daughter subtly affirm a new family chapter, blending royal elegance with sincere support for women's sport. In the stands, camera flashes were popping. But it wasn't just Beatrice's royal status that attracted attention. That day, her 2 daughters, in the front row, captured hearts. Their enthusiasm, their freshness, and their palpable pride at the thought of cheering on the Lionesses of England lit up the stands. They were no longer just the children of, they were becoming actors in a new, modern, and inclusive image of the British monarchy. A breath of fresh air, sensitively orchestrated by a mother who seemed to want to offer her children an active place in the British social fabric, beyond rigid and solemn appearances. This outing had all the makings of a meticulously planned tableau. Beatrice, resplendent in an outfit that was both casual and refined, demonstrated immense maternal pride with her smile. Her husband, Edoardo Mapoli-Mazzi, true to himself, sober and attentive, completed the picture of a united, warm family, where the roles now seem balanced. And then there were the children, the jewels of this contemporary fresco. Their bursts of laughter, their spontaneous encouragement, and their natural attitude on their parents' knees won over even the most skeptical. It wasn't just a royal outing, it was a gentle but determined demonstration that times are changing. The setting was not insignificant. Attending the final of the Women's European Championship was a choice to celebrate the success, determination, and sporting heroism of women. Beatrice could have made a more traditional appearance, at a social event or a royal ceremony. She preferred the stadium pitch, the roar of the stands, the spotlight focused on strong, committed, and triumphant women. A political choice, perhaps. A clear message in any case. The monarchy is not static, and it knows how to listen, observe, and evolve. For several months, Beatrice has been building a discreet but assertive presence. She avoids flashy headlines, but demonstrates remarkable consistency in her role as mother, wife, and now, ambassador of a certain contemporary royal spirit. Unlike other members of the royal family who are mired in controversy or locked into rigid roles, she offers an alternative model, royalty embodied, accessible, but without ever denying the elegance and dignity of her lineage. That day, in the stands, the children's looks spoke volumes. There was wonder at the sporting achievements, of course, but also the awareness of being in the right place at the right time. The connection was palpable, between mother and daughters, between royal tradition and social modernity, between duty and spontaneity. Princess Beatrice seemed to have understood that 21st century royalty isn't played out only in palaces, but also in the streets, in stadiums, in the genuine laughter of her children and in the joyful tears of the champions. The event, immortalized by the cameras, sparked a wave of admiration. Social media exploded with praise. Many observers did not fail to point out the aptness of this family appearance, neither too formal nor too subdued. A perfect yet natural staging, a royal presence without ostentation, a sincere emotion without pretense. Some saw it as the birth of a new, influential royal figure, capable of rallying young people and supporters of a modernized monarchy. Beatrice has always had to operate in the shadows, sometimes reduced to the status of a supporting figure at major royal events. But today, she has established herself as a personality in her own right, with a vision, a strategy, and, above all, a capacity to move people. She doesn't seek to dominate the media scene, but she knows how to captivate it when she decides to enter it. And this appearance with the 5 of them, far from being an anecdote, becomes a milestone in the story of her rise to fame. This choice to make a public appearance in a sporting, popular, and resolutely feminine context can also be read as an implicit response to those who sometimes criticize the distance between members of the monarchy and real society. Beatrice is involved. She shows her children that royal duty is not limited to crowns and speeches. It is also lived out in applause, in sharing, in recognizing the achievements of others. It is a lesson in humility, taught by example. The crowd in the stadium did not fail to welcome the princess's presence. Without barriers, without excessive security, she accepted the exchanges, the glances, the sometimes furtive selfies. Nothing improvised, but everything natural. Perhaps this is the secret of her emerging aura, authenticity. Far from pretense, she presents a tender, humane royalty, resolutely close to her people. This appearance also coincides with a period when the British royal family is attempting to redefine its image, in a world of changing expectations. Scandals, internal tensions, and dramatic departures have tarnished a once untouchable institution. But Beatrice, in her own way, is blazing a trail of light. A modest but solid path, on which she is leading her daughters and her husband. Not to reclaim a symbolic throne, but to offer a different interpretation of what a princess can be today. This family moment, both sweet and powerful, perhaps marks a turning point. Beatrice isn't trying to compete with Kate Middleton or imitate Meghan Markle. She's forging her own path, discreetly but firmly. And this path seems more than ever to resonate with the expectations of a public weary of stereotyped figures and thirsting for truth, sincerity, and human warmth. While the European champions raised their trophies to a standing ovation, Princess Beatrice achieved a quieter but equally important victory, that of support. Support for a new vision, for a royalty in tune with the times, capable of loving, supporting, and inspiring without ever dominating. This day will remain etched in our memories. For the children, it was a founding moment; for Beatrice, a dazzling demonstration. And for the monarchy, it was a powerful signal, perhaps even a promise, that of a future where commitment, family, and sensitivity will be as valuable as titles and traditions. But deep down, on that day, in the stands of a jubilant stadium, one question remained: what if the real royal revolution came from those we least expected?